Welcome to Movie Rehash. In today's video, we'll be going through the 1995 romance comedy film, called Clueless. Before starting the film, make sure to like and subscribe my channel for more movie recaps. The film begins by showing the life of a beautiful girl named Cher Horowitz. The girl's mother died when she was an infant. She lives in a Beverly Hills mansion with her wealthy father Mel, who is a gruff litigator. Cher is a very charming, stylish and friendly person. She attends Bronson Halcott High School with her best friend Dion, who is also rich and pretty. In the morning, Cher prepares drink to her father and give her him. After that, father says, her step-brother whose name is Josh is coming to their house. Josh is Cher's step-brother who is currently studying in university. In the next scene, we see Cher driving to school. She picks up Dion, and the two of them go to see Dion's boyfriend Murray. There the couple has an argument, and Cher decided not to participate in it and left. Cher is different from Dion. She doesn't have boyfriend, because she is not interested in high school boys. We then see Cher in the class, discussing the topic with Amber in class. However, the other students are not listening to them. But the class teacher, whose name is Mr. Hall, listened to what they are talking about. He is then asked to give her opinion on the matter, and she starts to explain. No one seems to give her any attention except the teacher. There is a student in her class named Travis, who is known to be a little weird. Then there's a man named Elton. He is Cher's friend and is very popular at school. At the end of the lesson, the teacher distributes a sheet of student grades to the class. Cher doesn't seem interested, because she has got a C. She is afraid that her father will be angry with her for not studying well. When she reaches home, she sees that Josh was already there. The two chat for several minutes when they spar continually, but playfully. She mocks his idealism, while he teases her for being selfish, vain and superficial, saying that her only direction in life is toward them all. Then her father invites her to eat together. While having dinner, her father starts questioning Cher about her grades. Cher says she will still discussing with her teacher about her grades. This time she manages to escape from her father's wrath. Then we see Cher and her best friend Dion, planning on setting Mr. Hall and Mrs. Geist up on a date. After receiving a poor grade, Cher decides to play matchmaker for two hard grading teachers at her school, Mr. Hall and Miss Geist. She believes this is the only way Mr. Hall's move will improve, and she will get the teachers to change her grades. No one would have thought that Cher would be able to pull it off, but we see Mr. Hall and Miss Geist getting more and more close as the days go by, and with that Cher's grades also improve. One day in a sports class, the teacher introduces one of the new student to another. The newcomer has a full-on geeky appearance. Cher realizes that she likes to do good things. She then decides to give back to the community by adopting an hip new girl at school. Cher plans to make a new student named Ty as her best friend. From now on, Cher and Dion try to be friends with Ty. The next day, we see Travis flirting with Ty. However, Cher bans Ty for being friends because she doesn't think Travis is right for her. She starts begging him to stay away from her. Instead, she tries to set her up with Elton, a handsome and popular student. Cher invites Ty to her house. The girl helps to get ready for the party by making the tie stylish. Josh seemed to be watching from afar. Cher then brags, saying she saved Ty from being trampled by teenagers, but Josh really does not care. The next day, we see everyone at school taking pictures, but Ty feels shy while taking pictures. Then Elton put his arm around her shoulders and asks her to cheer up, and she feels shy. Then they go to a party. Cher tries to set up Ty with Elton, and Ty starts getting interested in Elton. But Elton apparently has some other plans. He explains that he is not interested in Ty. Meanwhile, Dion starts fight with her boyfriend again. She says she doesn't want to be with a bald man and leaves. After the party, Elton takes Cher home when he tries to kiss her. But she stops him. She gets angry and decides to get out of Elton's car. However, this did not prove to be a very good move, as Elton was ambushed after leaving. Left alone on the street, she calls Josh from a payphone. Josh comes to pick up Cher with one of his friends. Meanwhile, Ty finds out the truth about Elton's feelings for her and feels very sad. Cher also sad about Ty and decides to find another man for Ty. The next day, she sees a man named Christian. Then, she plans to set up Ty with Christian, who is her classmate. Christian constantly attracts Cher's attention at school, and becomes her target boyfriend. So Cher takes action to get the boy's attention. After the trick works, Christian invites her to a party. When she goes to a party, Cher in a white dress, and manages to get her stepbrother Josh attention. Josh seemed interested in her. Josh doesn't like it when Cher goes to a party with Christian. He is very jealous of him and follows them to the party. At the party, Cher dances with Christian, and she sees Ty arriving at the party and meets her. They both soon realize that Josh is also at the party. He even invites her to dance with him. One day, when her father is not at home, Cher calls Christian and asks him to spend the night. With Dion's help, everything is set up so that the evening goes smoothly and according to plan. Christian comes in and they watch a movie together in bed. During the film, Cher tries to seduce him. Her advancements are to no avail, because Christian does not seem tempted at all. Instead, he enjoys the movie. The next morning, while Cher is with Dion and Murray, she tells them everything, adding that she is really annoyed by the events of last night. This is when Murray laughs and tells her that the guy she is trying to seduce is actually gay. That's why Cher has not been able to get him in the sack. This whole conversation is going on while they are in the car on a busy road. Dion is so into the conversation that she forgets she is driving, and loses control of the car. The three of them have a stressful incident, but Dion eventually manages to pull the car over. Murray immediately hugs Dion. Seeing Dion hugging Murray, Cher realizes that her best definitely needs a boyfriend. Cher was really upset and surprised to find out that Christian is gay, but she still decides to remain friends with him. She remains friends with Christian because of her admiration of his good taste in art and fashion. Cher and Ty invite Christian to go shopping with them. This is where a really scary incident happens, when Ty almost fell because of being bullied by two men. Luckily, Christian saves her from falling off a high lobby of the mall. This incident in a way turns out to be good for Ty, as it becomes a hot topic in school, and everyone seems interested in listening to Ty's story. When Travis approaches them, Ty gives him a piece of her mind and says bad things to him. This is when Cher realizes that Ty has now changed. She's become a confident person from a passive shy girl. This is when Cher's privileged life takes a negative turn, when Ty's newfound popularity strains the relationship. Cher's frustration escalates after she fails her driving test, and cannot change the result. Cher then finds Ty at her house. She tells her that she has gotten over Elton, and she now wants Cher to set her up with Josh. This does not really sit well with Cher, and she tells Ty that she is not a good match for Josh. Tay repeatedly asks Cher to help her get closer to Josh, but she does not agree. This is when Ty gets annoyed at Cher and starts mocking Cher, who failed her driver's license exam. It leads to a bad quarrel between the two girls, which results in Ty calling Cher a virgin, who can't drive. Getting to hear this from a girl who she took in, and saved from falling into the wrong hand, hurts her deeply. Cher then reflects on her priorities, and her repeated failures to understand or appreciate the people in her life. Then she leaves from there. Cher feels really restless and seemed to be in a really bad mood. She decides to go for a walk. She wonders why she does not like the idea of Ty and Josh being together. She keeps thinking about it, and finally she realizes that she herself loves Josh. Ever since she's realized that she loves Josh, she begins to be nervous whenever she's around him. Cher also begins to show changes in a positive direction. She voluntarily helps victims of natural disasters by collecting various donations. She begins making awkward but sincere efforts to live a more purposeful life, including captaining the school's Pismo Beach disaster relief effort. When Travis donates his stuff, that's where Cher gets impressed by him, and starts to see him as a different person. She no longer finds him weird, and even shows her willingness to go to a skateboarding race Travis is taking part in. She goes to the race, and this is where she meets Ty. Both of them decide to bury the hatchet, and the girls apologize to each other, deciding to never fight again. One day Cher helps Josh and his father's employees in completing some documents for the trial. But Cher makes a mistake that makes her father's employee get angry with her, and even looks down on her. He insults Cher and she leaves. Josh stands up for Cher and defends her. While she is sitting on the stairs, he approached her. He talked to her, tried to calm her down, and finally calmed her down. It is the moment when the two realize their feelings for each other and even ended up kissing. Josh then stops, but Cher tempts him to continue and he goes all the way. They love each other until they are satisfied. In the next scene, we see a wedding. The newlyweds are Mr. Hall and Mr. Geist. All thanks to the matchmaker Cher. We see that the students are also invited to the wedding ceremony. There we see that Ty and Travis are sitting together, and they are being intimate. It turns out that the two are now in a relationship. When Miss Geist throws her wedding flowers, the girls scramble immediately, and it turns out that Cher is the one who caught the flowers. Cher then goes to Josh and kisses him. In this way, movie also ends here.